Hi, everyone. My name is Carmen Derwald, and today I will be hosting the episode of Behind the Founders. And here I am interviewing Alex. Welcome, Alex. How are you doing today?
Hey, Carmen, thank you for having me. I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. Happy to have the chance to really learn about how you get started with Titan Agency. So, to get us started, could you briefly walk us through who you are and how and what inspired you to start Titan Agency?
Yeah, of course. So when I graduated high school, I used to play basketball professionally. So I played here in Bulgaria and then I played a season in Denmark. After I quit playing basketball, I moved to the UK. I started working in the restaurant business. I was there for 5 years, but during the time I was working full time in the restaurant, I was trying all types of different businesses just to make some money on the side. Unfortunately, I started two businesses, which both of them didn't work. And during the pandemic, I had time to reflect. And the one thing in common of all these businesses was that they all had marketing in their core. I had a few friends that had marketing agencies, so I started the agency in 2020. And in January 2021, I was able to quit my full-time job and went full-time in the agency.
Nice. I'd be really curious to learn a little bit about the two businesses that you were trying to start but didn't work out. What did you think was setting you back?
I would say the main thing was traffic to the site. So the two businesses that I started, the first one was a blog site. I was giving advice to people on how to what supplements to take, how to go to the gym, what programs to follow, and I was doing affiliate marketing. So in my blogs, I was promoting different supplements, and if someone bought, I would get a small commission. That didn't work because I wasn't able to get enough traffic to the site because of my strategy. I was promoting it mostly on Pinterest, which now I realize might not have been the best platform to do it. And
Okay.
then the second one was again a blog, but then I was teaching people how to build their own websites. And I was using the similar structure, promoting different softwares and tools, website platforms. And again, if someone subscribed, I was getting a commission.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. And you
Of
mentioned
course.
that previously you were also working in a full-time position. What was the full-time position and what made you decide to take that leap of faith to build the business of Titan Agency where you are today?
So I was working at a restaurant chain for 5 years. I got to a point where they were training me for a general manager. So I would have been leading my own restaurant. The reason that I quit was because I am really competitive. I love growth and I want to see progression. And in my full-time job, it was unfortunately very slow
Okay.
progression. And
Mm.
that's why I decided to get into business, because I feel like with business it's very competitive space. If you don't grow and if you don't push, there's always going to be someone else, a competitor, that will surpass you and get better.
Yeah, of course. And I think it's also about the fact that with businesses, you really have the chance to learn a lot. There's so many rapid changes happening. It's not so slow paced. You really get so much out of it. You also have a lot of exposure to connect, network, meet with different people as well. And also just think outside of the box and really tackle on different challenges as well.
No, I
So
agree.
let's talk a little bit about Titan Agency. Could you tell the audience who have no idea or who have never heard about Titan Agency, who are you? What does Titan Agency do?
Okay. So we work with e-commerce businesses in the United States and we help them grow through paid media on Meta,
Mhm.
Google. We also do email and SMS marketing, and we support businesses with performance creative.
Huh? Okay.
We also serve about 20 clients at the moment. We're a team of 12 people. The team is all around the world. We have people in Brazil. We are three people here in Bulgaria, South Africa, all around the world.
Okay. All right. And how do you go about finding the team of people you support? You mentioned that they are remote, they're all over the
Mhm.
world. How did you come in contact with the people you need to help you support and grow this business?
So I use mostly LinkedIn and Upwork to hire. Most of my team members came from Upwork, but recently I have started using LinkedIn a little bit more, and I have seen success there. But predominantly, yeah, Upwork and LinkedIn.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard a lot about Upwork as well, and that's usually a
Mhm.
platform where you're looking for freelancers or you're looking for people who are doing project-based roles. So in your current team, are they consisted of freelancers or what kind of support do you have? What does your team setup look like?
Okay, so I mean, currently all of my team members are working full time just with us. But the way I structure the hiring is when I hire someone, I initially give them 3 months trial period. So they don't manage,
Mm-hmm.
let's say 6 to 8 accounts. They're going to manage 2 to 3 accounts in that trial period. If they perform well, they come
Mm-hmm.
full time in the agency.
Mm-hmm. And when you mean by managing accounts, could you elaborate more on that? What do you mean by that?
So when it comes to, let's say, the team is in 3 different departments. So we have paid media, we have email and SMS marketing, and then we have the performance creative department.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm hiring someone to manage Facebook and Google Ads accounts, they will come on board and I will let them manage 2 to 3 accounts in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I would I would see what their approach is, what's their strategy, how they communicate the clients. Also, do they fit the team culture? Because I feel like that's super important.
Of course.
And then if they perform well, we'll give them the opportunity to work full time.
Okay, nice. And how is your team looking so far in terms of growth? What are the challenges that you face at the moment?
At the moment, I feel really good about our team. I think we're in a really strong position. I would say currently one of the challenges would be we're going through a transition
Okay.
of where so the way we work is over the past 2 years, we've introduced a lot of new services. So
Okay.
up until I'm going to say 2024, we were just providing Facebook and Google Ads.
Mm-hmm.
But over the last 2 years, we introduced email, we introduced SMS. Last year, we
Mm-hmm.
introduced performance creative. And this year, we're also introducing CMO level consulting, meaning
Mm-hmm.
we read the client's P&Ls, we help them with reducing expenses and making sure they're more profitable. The
Mm-hmm.
challenge with this is every time we introduce a new service, we first need to learn about it.
Of course.
Then we need to make a structure of how we're gonna validate the talent that we're hiring.
Of
And
course.
I would say that's probably the most challenging thing when you introduce a new service to hire people to manage it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that comes with everything as well, right? Is that whenever you're learning a new service or a new tool or a new process, that itself, of course, it takes time because first you have to familiarize yourself, read the theoretical parts, do a little trial and error, test it out to make sure, okay, is this working? Is it not working? And of course, that itself definitely takes some time as well. And I think for that, you would also need to find the right people to join your team to make sure that they're able to catch up and go up to speed, right?
Yeah.
So I would love to know a little bit more just wanted to switch a little bit about the topic because earlier
Mhm.
on you're saying you support different clients, you use a lot of different services, tools, including the Facebook, Meta ads, Google. What kind of clients or brands or industries do you typically work with?
So the majority of our clients are in the fashion space, so either
Okay.
jewelry,
Mm,
clothes, accessories, shoes. I'm gonna say probably 80% of our clients are in that space. But
okay.
starting this year, we're trying to expand a little bit and go into health and care,
Okay.
also supplements. But yeah, the majority of our clients are in the fashion space.
Okay. And how do they typically find you, or do you approach them proactively?
So we do a lot of outreach, but the majority of our clients come from referrals. Last year, for example, we acquired 10 new clients, one of which came from our own efforts from cold outreach, and
Mm,
the other 9 came from referrals. So we're really fortunate that our clients are referring us business. And that's how we've been growing over the past, I'm gonna say, for the past 3 years, the majority of our clients have come from referrals.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's really amazing how things are slowly starting to ramp up as well, and that you're slowly building more and more of the client relationships. How many clients are you currently working with at the moment?
Currently, we're working with exactly 20 clients.
20 clients. Okay.
16 of which are in the United States and 4 in Australia.
Okay, okay. Wow, very nice. And within your team, how does it work? Does each of your team member, are they assigned to particular clients, or is there someone who's taking particular ownership of working with those clients, or how does the setup work?
Yeah, so every single account manager, so we are a total of 6 account managers. We're 3 people managing the paid media stuff and 3 people managing the email and SMS stuff. Every single account manager has his own accounts,
Yes.
and we have a leader of every single team. Every account
Okay.
manager also communicates with the clients, and they're responsible for communication, reports, and managing the account. And
Mm,
also, when it comes to email marketing, the account managers are responsible for working with the graphic designers to ensure the emails are on brand
course.
and drive revenue. The way we structure client relationship, because we have the majority of our clients, we offer multiple services. So we would have a client that we do Facebook ads, Google ads, email and SMS, also creative.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we have such a structure with a client, usually the media bar, so the person who manages the paid media, so Meta and Google, he is the one leading the whole relationship. And based on his recommendations, we structure everything down
Mm,
down the bottom. We also
okay.
have a leader for every single team, as I mentioned. So I'm mostly leading the paid media team. We have my best friend is working in the agency as well, and
Okay.
he is leading the email marketing team.
Mm,
And yeah.
all right. And in terms of services, I'd love to know from your experience, which services have worked out really well? Which ones have you seen less leads or less minimal results, I would say?
I think the two services that are really influencing revenue, so paid media and email marketing, they work very differently. And the issue is that with email, if you don't have a really good paid strategy on Facebook and Google, email marketing is not going to work because you don't have enough flow of leads or subscribers that will convert over email. So I would say probably the most important one is to have a really good paid media strategy in
Course.
place so you can drive enough traffic to the site so then the email marketing can work.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Uh, let's jump into the topic of AI, right?
Hmm.
Because obviously AI is slowly growing, it's slowly developing, they're slowly changing. We have ChatGPT, and now we have Claude, we have Gemini, we have all of these AIs that are constantly learning, constantly evolving. And I'm pretty sure that it influences and it surrounds us, right? It also influences our work, our business, how we automate processes, especially when you're managing your clients, when you're providing the services. Could you share a little bit more about software or tools that you're implementing to streamline all the processes for you?
Yeah, so the main tool that we're using is Claude. We use it for
Mm,
absolutely everything.
yeah.
The way we started initially, so the first step was trying to automate every single manual process that doesn't require too much thinking, but it requires a lot of manual work. For example, part of the reporting, part of the onboarding, part of the analysis of potential clients. So, and it's really easy for us to do it because we have SOPs for absolutely everything. So before we started using AI, we had everything documented. So we basically uploaded our SOPs, and now we work with Claude to do that for us.
Mm,
Also, when it comes to managing the services, for email specifically, Claude really helps us with building calendars for the clients that we manage email marketing. Because when you have been using Claude, let's say for a year, and you've done email marketing for a certain account for more than 2 years, you have
mhm.
a huge history of different calendars that you have done for them,
Absolutely.
and you have the performance that you can upload as well. And based on that, Claude helps us with building the calendars. Also, we
Mm,
use it for all of the copy that we do, both on email and on paid stuff. And again, because we have so much data from previous years with our clients, when you upload all of the data to Claude, it's
yeah.
really good.
Yeah, of course. And they would like recall and remember everything because at that point you're really training them. It's like I like to see the AI like as your intern in the business, right? Because you're just constantly giving them, feeding them information and training them, and then slowly they would learn, adapt, and pick it up with time as well. I know that I've
Exactly.
used Claude a lot myself because what I love about Claude is that they are very good when it comes to organizational aspects, whether it's organizing calendars, organizing plans, which is something I feel is kind of sort of missing with, for example, ChatGPT and so on. I'd be curious to know what made you decide that Claude worked the best compared to other AI tools that are available right now?
I was initially using ChatGPT for about, I'm going to say, a year and a half,
Yeah.
but we moved the entire team to Claude, maybe I'm going to say 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And the reason is because I saw Claude being able to connect through MCP with all of the tools that we're using.
Mm,
And I think the results that Claude produced for us were a lot better than ChatGPT,
mhm,
because before we fully moved to Claude, we were using both and we were asking for feedback from clients. We were also reviewing internally, giving them the same prompt and analyzing the results. And Claude was always better.
mm.
And yeah.
Yeah, of course. So when it comes to AI, first of all, I'd just be curious to know, what do you think about AI in general, actually?
I think a lot of agency owners and people in the space feel threatened by AI, that it's going to take their job. But I
Right.
actually am exactly on the other side.
Okay.
I feel more empowered with AI because you
Okay.
can do so much more. I think every business should adopt AI as soon as possible because it's here to stay and it's only going to get better.
Mm,
The All of the AI tools are improving so much every single week, and you must utilize them as much as possible because you're gonna get left behind.
So you mentioned that some people are feeling threatened by AI because it could replace their jobs. Why do you think people are? Because I feel like right now with AI, it's such a controversial debate, right? It's really on two different sides. There's people that think, like you said, it's very empowering. It automates everything. It drives efficiency, especially when we're living in this fast-paced world. And of course, there's the other side where, for an example, I've known some friends of mine, they were designers, they used to draw, but they felt like they couldn't do their job anymore because they enjoy doing everything manually, but that got replaced by AI because they have to basically train the AI to start generating those graphic designs and images. And with those types of people, they tend to be more, like you said, very threatened because of the fact that it would replace their jobs. I'd love to know more thoughts about this from your perspective.
Yep. So, for example, let's take an for example, a graphic designer. Usually, a graphic designer can, with the amount of emails that, let's say, we produce for certain clients, a graphic designer can manage 4 to 5 accounts at most per month because we're sending emails almost every single day for most of our clients, and that is their capacity. If they train properly AI to create the designs based on the brand's guidelines and based on our guidelines, they will probably be able to manage 10 accounts. And for a freelancer, let's say for a freelancer who is working on 5 accounts, they can get paid more because they can manage more. The results also
Mm,
will be improved because I feel like AI is learning a lot faster than a human,
mm,
and it can give you a lot more ideas. It's going to save you time with research if you want to research new ideas. And yeah,
absolutely.
it's basically empowering and it's gonna allow you to manage a lot more than you can. And I feel like in our space, in the agency space and marketing in general, I feel like we will move more to a management position. So managing all of the different AI tools to
Mm,
ensure they have a really good output, because
mhm,
I don't think we are close to that time where a brand would allow AI to work on its own and spend, let's say,
mm,
$1 million a month on Facebook ads without
of
anyone
course.
supervising it and looking after it. Because with
Yeah.
AI, let's say there is a business who's going to give $1 million to AI that to spend
Mm,
across Meta and Google. If it
mm,
doesn't perform, there is nobody you can hold accountable.
mm,
Whereas if you have a manager, there's someone always overseeing the strategy and you can hold someone
absolutely.
accountable.
Yeah. I just want to point out what you mentioned earlier. I
Hmm.
love what you said that as a team, we are evolving to become managers because when I hear that, it's like, a lot of people talk about they have this fear that they are going to lose jobs because there's the belief that AI could replace a lot of jobs. But
Hmm.
I would say that, from what we're discussing, that rather than losing jobs, where our roles or our jobs are evolving into a different role, which is what you mentioned. It's about like managing and overseeing all the different processes and streamlines. And I think with that as well, people would also have to upskill certain skills to evolve into those manager roles, which also follows up to my next question, which is within your team at Titan Agency, with all those AI tools being implemented, all those processes rolling out, do you provide certain trainings, whether it's training with AI or training them to be more in a managerial role to make sure that they are keeping up with the pace or being up to speed with
Hmm.
everything?
Yeah, so we're a very collaborative team. We
Mm,
speak with every single one every single week. We
mm,
also always on top of different AI tools. We're very open to testing new AI tools. And
yeah,
since we're in the online and like e-commerce space, a lot of
yeah,
these AI tools get introduced to us first
mm-hmm,
for testing for different purposes. So we test a lot of AI tools every single week, being for
yeah,
email marketing, for Facebook ads, or
mm-hmm,
even for internal management of CRM, of the
mm-hmm,
documents and everything. So we do communicate and collaborate a lot. We're constantly improving. Currently, we're building a lot of
nice.
systems internally with Claude that will allow
Okay.
us for better research,
Yeah.
better onboarding, and basically trying to streamline the whole process from start
Yeah.
to when we start managing the ads.
Yeah. In a way, I would say AI such as Claude or ChatGPT, it's basically the advanced version of Google. In a way, it is research basically that would really
Hmm.
help you, guide you, a very powerful learning platform as well for you to stay informed about so many things as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I would like to come back to you're mentioning a little bit about your team. You are fully remote, international, very collaborative. How do you manage the remote working, especially across multiple time zones? What do you do to ensure that it is collaborative? Because obviously it's not that easy, right? Some people wake up, some people already finish work. So how do you manage this and ensure that everything is continuous?
Yep. So since the majority of our clients are in the United States, when we are hiring in the job description, we always ensure we have that people must be able to work EST time zone.
Hmm?
If they are not able to work EST time zones, we simply don't work with them for the simple reason that sometimes if let's say someone is in, let's say here in Europe, where I'm in Bulgaria, I many times work until 10 or 12
Hmm.
in the evening
Right.
just because we are in this business.
Absolutely.
We have committed to support our clients in the States, so we must be
Mm,
available for communication for whatever happens.
mm.
Another thing that I started doing over the past year is I started hiring only for junior positions and
Okay.
train them internally.
Okay.
I I had a lot of issues in the past when hiring for a senior position because I feel like if you're not really good at hiring, which in the beginning I wasn't when I was hiring my first few team members. When I
Mm,
was hiring for senior positions, people from other companies or agencies came on board with a lot of bad habits, and it's very hard to change those habits.
of course.
Whereas with the junior position, when they come on board, you set clear expectations, you train them in your way of working, in communicating with clients. So yeah, recently we have started hiring only junior position, and
Okay.
we always look for the personality of the person and
Mm,
if they fit culturally, because skills can be taught. We have a lot of experience in the agency. We've been up and running for like 5 or 6 years. A lot of our team members have experience of close to 10 years in their field.
mhm.
And yeah, we have found a lot of success training people internally.
Yeah, amazing. You know, I have to say that it's really refreshing to hear that you are intentionally looking for junior positions. As a recruiter myself, I've worked with many teams over 8 years of my career. And something that I often find is that a lot of the teams they are always seeking for someone who has more experience so that they can already join in, up and running, but which of course means that they overlook the more junior candidates or entry level
Yeah,
candidates because it's like this catch 22, and I think it is a struggle for many people currently looking for new roles, right? They're always looking for people with more experience, but at the same time you need the experience to gain the experience as well. So I just want to say it's really refreshing what you said, that what skills can be taught, and it's also about having the right leadership team to ensure that they
yeah,
provide the necessary training to get them up to speed. And what you mentioned about culture fit, making sure that people have like this learning, this thirst for growth, this hunger for growth mindset is
yeah.
really essential, because that plays a huge part. Because, of course, there's people who have all those skills, but if they're not willing to adapt, learn, or familiarize the way of things are done in a different culture, that, of course, is going to hinder the collaboration as well.
Yeah, exactly. I 100% agree with you. Junior people who are in the junior position are a lot hungrier, I think, than the
Hmm.
senior. And don't get me wrong, I'm completely fine with agencies and companies hiring for senior
Of
positions.
course.
I feel
Yeah.
like there are positions that you simply cannot allow yourself to hire a
Yeah.
junior. But I feel really confident in our leadership team and the way we work with our junior team. So with the training provided, they all get up to speed pretty fast. And yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. So currently you are expanding, hiring junior roles. I'd love to know, in terms of your current projects, goals, what is your next focus?
So the leadership team of email and creative, they're a lot focused currently on trying to automate a lot of process with AI. And what I personally am currently focusing on is growing the agency brand and my personal brand so we can
Okay.
acquire bigger clients and we can scale the agency.
All right. And do you foresee any challenges?
Currently not. I would say the only issue with building a personal brand is that it's a lot slower
Hmm.
than I thought it will be. It's not like you start spending money on Facebook ads and you get results
Of
day
course.
one.
Yes.
So I think the only challenging thing is time.
Yeah.
And I have to, and people need to be patient, me included, of course.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's also about taking the time, taking the patience to adapt, familiarize yourself, and then also making sure that you have the right people that has like the right mindset, that has this curiosity to learn and build together and have this
Hmm.
collaborative spirit as well.
I
Great,
agree.
Alex. I do have one final question that I would like to ask. And, you shared a very interesting story. How you started two businesses, it didn't go as the way it hoped, and here you are today. Titan Agency, it's been around for 5 or 6 years, you said, or how long
Yep.
has it been around for?
6 years.
Yeah. And it's going really well. Everything's going stable, going solid. From the experience that you've gathered, what piece of advice or message would you like to share for people who are considering to start their own business?
I would say two things. The first one is never take no for an answer. We reach out to probably 50 to 100,000 new businesses every single month, and maybe 10 of them are going to reply that they're interested in speaking with us, and the rest of them either will not reply or say that they don't want to speak to us. And you can imagine the ratio of people who are interested to people who are not. So no, don't take no for an answer and keep pushing. And sales
Mm,
cures everything. If your business is not generating sales, you won't be able to hire the right team. You won't be able to provide the service in a proper way because you're always going to be concerned about finances. And the second thing I would say, you can't do it alone. You need a team around you.
first.
You need a really good team around you. So hire for coaches, skills can be taught, and build a
Mm,
solid team around you. And I think this is a really good testament of the way we work. And
mhm,
I give props to every single person in my team because when we acquire clients, we usually hold them for around maybe 2 to 3 years. We have
mhm.
clients that have been with us since I started the agency, so for 6 years with us, and our service delivery, client communication and relationships are top notch. And yeah, I think that's it.
Wow. Thank you so much. I think that is definitely a very encouraging message as well, to keep trying, be resilient, And rejection is not the end of the world. It's a redirection as well. And of course, also about finding the right people who are willing to collaborate as well. Alex, thank you so much again for coming here to share your story about how you founded Titan Agency. So this is Carmen and Alex at Behind the Founders. Be sure to stay tuned for the next episode.